Hi there, good evening everybody. I want to welcome you here to the Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So I apologize, this will come out a little bit late. I had some errands to run. I didn't get back till late. So I'm now going to do the video I was planning on doing tonight, which is What's New. So What's New is a show we put on every Saturday night in which I pick an album that's new to 2025 that I think is good for the most part. Sometimes I pick albums that I think are going to be good and they don't turn out to be that good. This is not going to be one of them. So tonight we're doing a band that I got off Brendan Snyder's channel. He does a weekly program in which he talks about whatever released during that week. And one of the albums he brought up was this album, which I immediately went and listened to and I loved it. So we're going to do that one tonight. The album comes from a band called Teaser Sweet. They are, I believe they're Swedish. I'm pretty sure they're Swedish. And the album is called Night Stalker. This is definitely a metal band. Um, I'll give you a general overall view of the band. I think they're considered one of the new wave of heavy metal type bands. Like they're not from that era, but they play that style of music. That's what you're going to get here. So they're, I would call, a metal band, heavy metal band. They do have a little bit of that doom metal feel to some of their songs. A little bit of I would call maybe a blue, soulful bluesiness to a couple of their tracks, or at least one of their tracks, anyways. Um, the uh, the guitars are often fast paced and beefy, but not speed metal at all. I don't get that feeling from them. They're a little on the commercial side. They have a commercial element to their music, but I think they're also more raw. So they got a nice mix of all kinds of different stuff going on. The female vocalist in the band is quite good. She's not overbearing though. She's not like dominating the music. She does have a bit to me when I hear her singing, I hear a Pat Benatar sound to her voice. It's got that raw energy and is strong but not overbearing at the same time. Yeah, definitely have that going on. But the backing vocals mixed in with her voice have a nice, really nice edge to it. Um, they're thick and beefy, but not uh, overpoweringly deep or overpoweringly high. The mix of the two of them together is really quite good. Um, I liked every track on the album. Some of them I really liked a lot. I like the guitar soloing is quite good. Um, the riffing is probably the best thing on the album. He's come up with some real catchy hooks and riffs on this album. It's really quite an appealing first listen album. If you're a kind of person that likes Iron Maiden or um, like heavy sweet or music of that sort, you're gonna like this stuff quite a bit. So we've got the opening track is called Intro. I wasn't really quite sure what we were gonna get once I heard this track because it's quite different than the rest of the album. It's basically an acoustic guitar opening and it's very well done, but it's also very clear sounding. There's a little bit of a synthesizer part to it that kind of fills up the back, so it's a full sounding song. But I wasn't expecting it because I'm told it was a metal album, but it's good. I liked it. So then the next song out, which is the title track called Night Stalker. This is probably my favorite track on the album, and maybe because it caught me right away. It hooked me right away. Very heavy, very catchy guitar riff on this song. The vocals are strong but a female, but not, like I said, not overpowering. It's a strong, catchy track. The background vocals really give it a spine, I think. Yeah, and this is where I kind of hear the Pat Benatar thing going on, but a heavier feeling Pat Benatar, I think. And it's got a bit of a commercial sound, but not a bad sound at all. And the solo is timely and catchy as well. Most of the solos, they kind of a formula going on here. They play some really catchy, heavy riffs, followed by by a timely solo that's usually towards the back half of the song. Next song is called Deep in the Woods. I believe this was supposed to be the single, the opening single that they released early. I'm not 100% sure of that, but I think so. Most of the tracks on this are about the same length, 3, 4, with one song, I think, in the 5-minute range. So some not overly indulgent songs, but not too little to there's just a nice balance in the length of the song. So this one, Deep in the Woods, another really catchy opening riff, beefy track. It's multiple guitar riffs and sounds going on here. So he's kind of like layered sounds, I think. The vocals again strong but not overpowering. And it's got that commercial stuff, but a little bit of a raw catch to it. Catchy as hell, this song. Next up is Living in Sin. It's got this kind of a galloping guitar. It sounds like you're galloping. You know, it's that fast-paced galloping sound. The vocals are more high-pitched and more frontal than the previous two songs. Some beefy guitar riffs here. The solo was a little thin. I didn't find the solo in this was a little bit thin. It was a little too quiet. Didn't seem to be as good as some of the other solos. The backing vocals give some heavy, beefy sound to this particular track. Overall, it's not a bad track. None of the tracks were bad so far. Blue Sky, this may be the weakest track on the album because it's different than the other tracks as well. It's more melodic guitar opening with some beefy melody and some heavy, slow sounds going on here. Um, it's got a, this is the one that's got that kind of a bluesy mode sound to it, melodic vocals, and some kind of whiny guitar solo that I didn't really appreciate too much. So this was the weakest track on the album. It's also the longest track on the album, and so that was my weak one. So the other side, of the back half of the album, was all pretty strong. Eat You Alive is the next track. Heavy, beefy, up-tempo guitar riff, so it just very contrasting to the previous song. It's metal-like, very heavy metal-like track. The vocals are strong, backing vocals again, giving a lot of muscle to this song. And then the guitar solo towards the back half is really beefy and solid guitar solo. Next song up is probably the next weakest song on the album, Turn Me On. It's got a catchy, beefy, melodic guitar riff. Um, the vocals again are kind of Pat Benatar but beefy. And then you've got it's a nice melodic, heavy, muscly type song, but not as catchy as some of the other tracks, and hence the reason why I didn't care so much for it. Killing Machine, that's the next track up. This has got a machine gun like guitar solo and riff going on. Riff going on here, no solo, just a riff. Vocals again, beefy, Pat Benatar like again. This is a heavy, beefy track, very muscular song with a very heavy ending. It's probably to me, Killing Machine, probably the heaviest track on here. And then I didn't write the length of the last song, but I think it falls within the 3 to 4 minute range. Cold as Fire, Cold as the Fire is the name of the track. Another really good. These last two tracks, Killing Machine and Cold as Fire, are probably next to the title track, my favorites on the album. It's got a catchy, open, rocky, beefy sound to it. The drums are more prominent. There's a couple of tracks where the drums are a little bit more prominent. This is one of them. The vocals are heavy, multi-vocaled song. The female lead, but not too dominating. And again, catchy, filling beat with a nice rhythm section here. Melodic, heavy guitar solo, and then a little bit of cowbell at the end, because who doesn't like their cowbell, right? Yeah, so a really solid album. I highly recommend it. I was going to order it online, but there may be a chance that my record store could possibly have this one, so I will check it out during the week. And if they don't, then I'm going to order it online. It's too good of an album not to have. Maybe one of the better metal albums I've heard this year, and I like it because it doesn't sound like a hair metal album. I can only take so much of that hair metal stuff, and the way in which he structured his guitar riffing and his soloing is just really catchy, really hooks, a lot of hooks here. So anyways, that's it for tonight's album. And actually, I started in on the tracks, but I didn't tell you much about the album, so I'm just going to do that now instead. I don't know why. I normally start with this stuff and then do the tracks, but I was excited to get to the tracks, so I forgot. So this album was released on April the 25th, 2025. It's about 38 minutes in length. It's on the High Roller record label. Um, the personnel in the album are brother and sister Teresa Danberg on vocals, Marcus Danberg on guitars, Kent Svensson on drums, and Hampus Steenberg on bass and vocals. And of course, it's a Swedish group. And I would have known that if I had done that first, but I didn't. So forgive me for my one-time mess up here. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of What's New, featuring Teaser Sweet is the name of the band. The album is Night Stalker. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like and subscribe. And if you want to make any comments about the band, if you've had a chance to listen to the band, then let me know how you feel about them. What do you think about them? And we will see you next week with another episode of What's New. So take care and have yourself a good evening, and goodbye.